Hello, thanks for dropping by. Let's have a nice cup of tea or coffee. And if you ever wondered where I picked up my hobby of taking photographs of everything, I can't really tell you when, but by the time I was an adolescent, my parents had given me a little camera, and here I am, taking pictures. This week's photo was taken in Vitoria-Gasteiz in September a few years ago during the annual TV festival. It's of a group of adolescent girls who were screaming and shouting as one of their favourite TV stars approached them down the orange carpet. It's the orange carpet in Vitoria, not the red carpet. This week's article asks the question, can adults ever understand adolescents? It seems that we live on different planets, right? Emotional reactions, decision making, they're all so different in the adolescent mind and brain than in the adult mind. I don't know if adolescents have more fun or if life is more miserable, if adults are more boring or simply just more rational, or none of that is actually true. In a TED talk in April of this year, 2025 for those of you watching in the future, Jennifer Pfeiffer talks about how adults need to make an effort to understand adolescents better, and we need to stop all this negativity that we have about, oh, adolescents, oh, they're a nightmare, oh, they're a disaster.
Oh, they want to destroy humanity, they do everything wrong, oh God, they're stupid, oh my God, what is going to happen?
She describes how the adolescent brain is built for exploring. So these crazy, spontaneous decisions that adults often laugh at are in fact not immature actions, but explorations. Adults are always complaining about young people. This goes back every single generation. In fact, the famous historian of London, John Stowe, in a book that he wrote in 1598, wrote about how young people don't walk anymore. The typical complaint of an old person against young people. And he also complained about the traffic. It was getting slower and slower. Does that sound familiar? Anyway, the adolescent brain is a complicated thing. So, let's find out more.
Changing the narrative about adolescence. In an April 2025 TED Talk, neuroscientist Jennifer Pfeiffer gave a fascinating insight into why young people are often described negatively by adults, despite their relative inexperience in life, and the fact that the adolescent brain is a truly extraordinary object. Adults worry about changes in society and often act as though young people are in constant danger of destroying themselves and, consequently, the future of humanity. These fears repeat with every generation, even though the evidence rarely matches the panic. Pfeiffer attempts to replace this misleading story with a clearer, more hopeful one based on science. She believes that if we look beyond the stereotypes, we'll be able to empathize more with adolescents as they develop, learn, and explore who they are and what they might become. What adolescence really is. Adolescence lasts much longer than most people expect. Scientists define it from around age 10 to 25 because it begins with puberty and ends when young people fully take on adult responsibilities. Puberty brings major biological changes, including new body shapes, skin changes, and a shift toward later sleep times. These adjustments can feel confusing and stressful, especially when added to schoolwork and social pressures. Pfeiffer points out that understanding the timing and variation of puberty helps adults avoid unfair assumptions about young people who develop earlier or later than their classmates. Recognizing this range allows us to support adolescents more effectively. Early puberty and social perception. Early puberty is especially important because it increases the risk of depression, particularly for girls. Pfeiffer explains that this risk comes less from hormones and more from the way young people feel about their changing bodies and how others react to them. When adolescents appear older, adults often expect them to behave older too. This unfair treatment, known as adultification, can create pressure in school settings, families, and even legal systems. Young people may also compare themselves to peers and feel uncertain or ashamed. Understanding these challenges helps adults respond with patience, guidance, and emotional support. The adolescent brain. Pfeiffer believes it is key that we understand the developing adolescent brain. Many people believe that teenagers make poor choices because their brains are immature, but the evidence tells a more balanced story. Although brain development continues into the mid-20s, adolescents can make thoughtful and responsible decisions by about age 16, especially when given time to reflect. Their brains are designed for constant exploration, rapid learning, and sensitivity to social information. Instead of seeing these traits as problems, Pfeiffer encourages us to recognize them as tools that prepare young people for adult life. These abilities help teenagers build identities, seek independence, and form important, life-influencing relationships. Social media and mental health. There is widespread concern that social media is the main cause of rising mental health problems in young people. However, Pfeiffer explains that scientific studies show only small effects. While excessive use can sometimes be associated with difficulties, it is rarely the cause of serious issues. Much stronger influences include bullying, family relationships, and the mental health of parents or caregivers. Positive friendships can protect adolescents even when they spend many hours online. This research encourages us to look beyond simple explanations and instead address the deeper social and emotional challenges that young people face. Supporting adolescence and changing the story. In her final message, Pfeiffer reminds us that adolescence is a powerful period of growth and opportunity. To help young people thrive, adults must provide support, empathy, and guidance. Listening carefully and encouraging resilience can make challenges feel more manageable, and strong friendships and stable family connections play major roles in promoting mental health. Interestingly, Pfeiffer highlights that adults also need care, and when parents or caregivers seek help for their own struggles, they accordingly offer a healthier environment for adolescents to flourish in. By changing the story we tell ourselves about young people, and by recognizing the challenges they face, we will help them believe in their own potential and their ability to create a hopeful future for all of us. Chat about these questions and write down your opinions and ideas. 1. Describe the picture. Have you ever reacted in a similar way in the presence of a famous person? 2. How would you describe your adolescence? Describe some good and more difficult experiences. 3. Describe how you think an adolescent's brain is different to an adult's. What do adults lose later in life? 4. In what way do you complain about younger people? Do your parents complain about you? 5. Should adolescents be allowed to participate in elections? If so, how and at what age? If not, why not?